Diablo Immortal. Name something that's better. This is a comment that came into my comments section about a week ago, and it's been sitting on my mind ever since then. Today, I want to take a look into Diablo Immortal, share with you what it has to offer, its ups and downs, and then look at the competition and really see why Diablo Immortal, in my opinion, is one of the best, and see if there's really any competition out there, because a lot of the community that are still playing the game, they say that question, name something that's better. What's better than Diablo Immortal? Today, we're going to tackle that. So when we're inside of Diablo Immortal, we already know this is a large, robust game with tons of different things that you can do. Of course, you have the grinding of your character as you have in any action RPG or in any MMORPG, which we're going to actually be comparing to as well today. But there's tons of different game modes that you have. I mean, starting off with some of the simple things, you have the challenge rifts and you have the elder rifts. These are going to be just fun things that you could run through on the daily. You have your bounties that you come grab over here at the bounty board, which are going to be your different events that can help you grind up your character inside of the game just from things that you would do on the daily. We have PvP and PvE inside of the game, and we have a whole clan-based system. My clan is the Scrappy Echoes on the Iceburn tier server if you want to come join us. But you have the Accursed Towers. This is the newest addition to the game, which is absolutely incredible, and it's a mixture of PvE and of PvP. I actually enjoy both of those renditions, both modes, the PvE and the PvP, which for me is not a normal thing. I don't typically like the PvP in Diablo Immortal, but things are changing, and as per our data miner, there could be new modes coming to the Accursed Towers as well, which is really exciting. We have Shadow Wars. We have Shadows versus Immortals. Of course, there's a campaign for you to engage in as well. There are Battlegrounds, which we have right over here. We'll take a, where are we? Where are the Battlegrounds over here? They're, what? There we are. They are, it's a nice starting point for where PvP could go inside of the game. Do I think it's good? No, I actually don't like Battlegrounds really at all. But I think it's a good starting point, and it is the PvP. But yes, we have the Battlegrounds right here that you can engage in. I don't do it much at all because I don't enjoy it much at all. I actually played one yesterday just to see what was up, but I rarely play Battlegrounds anymore. But there's a ton of events. Then we have our special events which pop into the game, such as the Fractured Plane, which I also have yet to do this time around. I need to go grind that, and I need to do it quickly because I want all those rewards, and it's probably one of the most fun game modes inside of the game. I absolutely love it. But Diablo Immortal, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of things to do, and a lot of people will say, well, the game is so pay to win, it ruins the entire gaming experience. Now, Diablo Immortal being so pay to win, true story. Ruining your gaming experience, not exactly true. You can engage in, and this is what I do, engage in about 95% of the game absolutely for free. If you want to be the most powerful and best inside of the game on top of the leaderboards, well, then you're going to have to pay money. If you want to be the #1 in challenge rifts, and if you want to be the #1 in the PvP elements of the game, then you're going to need to spend money inside of the game. That's just how it's going to be, and that's just what you're going to need to do because it takes money to be there. All right? The one other thing that you're going to need to pay money to do inside of the game is if you want to awaken any gear. And as you can see, that's something I recently did. It allows you to stack gems on top of gems, and it gives you that gem resonance. It's a feature inside of the game you can't do unless if you spend money. It costs actual cash to do this. That's a flaw. I would love to see this change and make it something that's grindable over time, but we'll see if we get there. As we always mention, Diablo Immortal has improved over time. It's been about a year now. It's gotten better from when it released, and I think that's going to be something that continues as time goes on. Now, I'm prepared to hop you into the App Store and take a look at some of the competition that Diablo Immortal has. So let's head on over there right now. And we're going to start off with Diablo Immortal itself. Now, I will tell you, the App Store has been a little bit buggy this morning. It is 7:30 in the morning right now as I'm doing this video. And some of the star ratings are not right. They are overly low. So we're not going to focus on the star ratings. We're going to more look at the downloads. All right. The downloads is what's the most important right here, because that's what's going to really show us the popularity of the game along with how long it's been out. So Diablo Immortal, it has a PC client, which is still in beta and needs some work. And it is here on mobile. You can't play it on Steam or anything like that, but it is cross-platform between PC and mobile. As you can see, it sits with 10 million plus downloads. So let's just call it 10 million downloads for Diablo Immortal. Pretty popular. A year-old game, 10 million downloads globally. That's impressive. And if we do look at the stars, because the stars here are not broken, it says 4.7 stars, which is a pretty darn good rating. When it started out, the ratings were pretty poor, and that was because people were really upset about the pay-to-win element of the game. But since then, that whole argument and anger has died down, and now we're all just focused on making Diablo Immortal the best gaming experience we can. But let's compare it to others. 10 million downloads for a game that's been out for a year. Now, shortly after Diablo Immortal was released, we had Undecember. Man, was I excited about Undecember. I thought that Undecember was going to come and possibly be a Diablo Immortal killer. This game is on Steam as well, so it is truly a cross-platform between PC and mobile experience. Man, but look at this. Look at the downloads. Only 1 million downloads. This, in my opinion, is the most direct competition to Diablo Immortal. This right here was what I thought could spank Diablo Immortal and make Diablo Immortal fail. But you know what? It was the actual opposite direction. Not many people are playing Undecember. Not many people are loving the game. Now, I have spent some significant time inside of Undecember, and I think the game is great. I really do. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of depth behind it, and there's a lot of stuff that you could do in the whole tree system, and the way that you could build up your character as a classless character is really fun. I think the game is great, but somewhere, and it's possibly in their advertising and sharing and getting the word out about the game, it kind of failed. 1 million downloads in about a year, a little less than a year. It's not on track to keep up with Diablo Immortal. Very good game, great graphics, but not on track. Let's go to the next competitor, or the next best, which I believe is Torchlight Infinite. All right, this is one of the ones where the reviews and the stars are broken. As you can see, this is not a one-star game. It's actually a fantastic game. It brings me back to my days of playing Torchlight when I was younger on my Xbox. 1 million downloads. And they did do advertising campaigns. This is another great game. It really is fantastic. But again, based on popularity alone, it can't even compare. Diablo Immortal is 10 times bigger than this one. And this one also has a Steam client, so you can play it on both Steam and on mobile. So many of these are cross-platform. But Undecember is lacking something. Torchlight Infinite is lacking something. It just doesn't have what Diablo Immortal has to get those downloads, to get that popularity, and to get that player base. Because again, when we're looking for something to play, you want something that you can invest in the long run. Not saying that these are bad games, because I actually believe that they are great games, but they are just not on the tier of Diablo Immortal, both based on gameplay, based on what's in the amount of options of things to play inside of the game, and the popularity of the game itself. Let's move on to another one, which is a little bit different. This is an MMO RPG, and in my opinion, one of the best. This is a mixture of World of Warcraft, Diablo, RuneScape, and all of that in one. Albion Online. This one has been around for a few years now, 2 or 3 years. It's both on Steam and on mobile, and as you can see, 5 million downloads. A little shy on the downloads there. With that being said, this game, what I love about is it has one server. If you joined 2 years ago, or if you join right after you watch this video, you are all playing on the same server, and you could have massive battles of hundreds of people all on the screen at the same time fighting things out. This is an MMO. This is a true MMO action RPG where you have to farm, gather, craft, work together. It's a great game, tons of depth. But as you can see, for a game that's been out for years now, it lacks something on the popularity of it. I think Diablo Immortal is a better game. This may be a better game if you're looking for something that's a lot more like a World of Warcraft style game, a lot more of an open world. Even though Diablo Immortal is open world, this is more open world. This is one server, everyone's all together. It's a great game, but it's doing just a little bit below what Diablo Immortal is doing. We're seeing lots of upgrades in Diablo Immortal. A lot less is going on in Albion Online. With that being said, and I want to put this out there, every game that I'm mentioning here today, I absolutely love. Every game that's here, I think is one that's worth playing. I'm just trying to look at the best competition that Diablo Immortal has and tell you why I'm choosing to play Diablo Immortal instead. All right, so Albion Online, great game, but we're moving on to the next, which is Black Desert Mobile, another MMORPG. This one's been out for about 3 or 4 years. It's on PC and on mobile, and this one does have 10 million downloads. This one also has a lot of the pay-to-win type mechanics that people will complain about inside of these games. Actually, the majority of the games that we looked at here today have ways to pay money inside of the game to progress your account. All right, they are all similar in that way. Diablo Immortal may be the worst if you want to be the best in PvP, true story, but they all have the mechanic. Black Desert Mobile, super complex game, very different than Diablo Immortal, very much more of an MMO style game than an ARPG, but it is close enough competition where I was able to share it with you guys today, and it was the one that had the closest similarity in downloads as Diablo Immortal has. With that being said, this one's been out for 3+ years, and as you can see, the stars are broken for some reason on this one as well. This is not a 2-star game. There's one more game I wanted to pop up with you guys today. It's a niche game, but it definitely does compare, and that is Anima ARPG. This is a game very much like Diablo 2. Lots of hardcore action RPG players like this game because it's a very pure experience, a pure Diablo experience, although it's not a Diablo game. The graphics here are subpar for current day graphics. They are more of a Diablo 2 style graphic element that you're going to see here, but the game is really good, and actually this one is pretty darn free to play. There's not much that's going to really hurt you on a pay-to-win element inside of this game. It just is, it has a dated feel in my opinion. If you're looking for something that's old school Diablo, Anima is where you got to go. It's going to give you something really good. It's going to be it really is a good game, but it doesn't have any of the new style elements that we know and love from action RPGs and from MMORPGs that are around today. With that being said, this one's been out for multiple years now, and it's only had 1 million downloads. It comes from a small development studio, and they do a very nice job with the game, but it doesn't have the size or popularity or regular update basis that we have inside of Diablo Immortal. So it's back to Diablo Immortal, in my opinion, the best action RPG game that you could play right now on mobile. Will it be killed by Diablo 4? That may possibly be the next topic of an upcoming video, and I think you guys already know my opinion on that. Let me know other games that you think are good competitors to Diablo Immortal that I could take a look at and possibly do this list again and feature some of those games that you mentioned down below. Make sure you subscribe for all the Diablo Immortal content, and let's see if we could put together a video focusing on Diablo Immortal versus Diablo 4 with Diablo 4 just a couple of weeks away. Will Diablo Immortal die? Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you tomorrow.